Welcome everybody to NEGU TV. My name is Erik Reese and I get the honor of being Jessie's daddy. And today we have a very, very special guest, Mr. Matt Lane with SBI. Matt, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good, Erik. How are you?
I'm doing okay. So where are you at right now? What part of the world?
I am in Chicago, the great city of Chicago, the second city.
The second city. And how's the weather there in Chicago?
It's good. It's spring. Spring is in the air, and hope spring's eternal this time of year. So we've got the weather getting better, baseball season coming in, and then a week from now we'll have a nice storm, I'm sure.
So are you a Cubs fan, White Sox? Where are you on the baseball?
Definitely Cubs.
Cubs. Awesome.
And then also a Detroit Tigers fan from my birthplace. So
there you go. There you go. They're going to be good. Well, Matt, thank you again for taking some time to jump on NEGU TV with me and stuff. And so, I know you very, very, very well. But for people watching, first off, you have the coolest title, Chief People Officer. And so what is the Chief People Officer? What does somebody with that title do?
Yeah, I'm in charge of everything related to how we attract our people to SBI, how we develop our people at SBI, how we hopefully build long-term careers for our people. And mostly we talk a lot about engagement. How do we engage our people? And obviously something like the work that we're doing with the Jessie Reese Foundation is a huge component of being a great employer and really engaging our employees.
Well, that's awesome. So you work for SBI, and I know what SBI stands for, but for those that are watching, give a little snapshot about what is SBI, what's the goal of SBI, and also, if you can, what are some of the values of SBI that you, and because you're probably also responsible for building culture, and those kinds of things. So Tell us a little bit about SBI, but also kind of the value system behind the company.
Sure. So SBI is a management consulting firm, a strategy consulting firm, like a lot of the big firms that people may be familiar with, like a McKinsey, Bain, or an Accenture and Deloitte. Yeah. And we're focused exclusively on revenue growth or sales and marketing type consulting for our clients. So we help our clients grow their top line revenue. And we're kind of a small to mid-sized private equity backed firm, kind of growing, growth stage company, been around for about a dozen years, and we've got really a bright future ahead of us.
So great.
The firm was, founded by, so the firm SBI stands for Sales Benchmark Index. Yeah. And the firm was founded by a number of ex-successful sales executives, and they decided they want to really focus on revenue growth and revenue growth consulting for our clients. And one of the things that they did from the get-go was really focus on culture and recognize that we need to have a strong culture, because as a professional services firm, the only IP, the only assets we have are our people. Right. And so in some ways, my job as Chief People Officer, I sort of feel like I'm a custodian of our most important assets.
Yes, you are.
We don't have products, we don't have inventory, we don't make things. It's the intellectual horsepower and the talents of our people is what we're selling to our clients. And so because of that, culture really matters to us. And so we have what we call a purpose-driven, values-based, and vision-focused culture. And we spend a lot of time and energy about our culture and around our purpose and our values particularly, and they really define us. And we really try to weave them into our daily lives in terms of how we work with each other and how we work with our clients. And I really think it differentiates us in the marketplace for sure.
That's incredible. So what's the value system or a couple of them that cause you to say, you know what, we're a growing company, but we also want to care for the community, social responsibility. Where does your value system and social responsibility overlap? Because I'm assuming that's how you guys decided, and we're obviously very grateful to decided to, partner with us. And we're going on a few years of this partnership, and it's been incredible. But what value and system causes you to kind of cross with that whole idea of social responsibility?
Yeah. I mean, we have a phrase that is our purpose statement, which is around helping and driving people to reach their full potential. And we
So
talk
great.
about in the context of not just our people, but our clients, but also what are we doing as an organization to reach our full potential in the marketplace. And really, we talk a lot about being an iconic brand and something that people can be really proud of and make a difference in the world. And so you think about the construct of full potential is really important to us. And we often say, reaching your full potential is a really hard endeavor. It's not easy, which is why so many of us, it's not a given that we're all going to reach our full potential, but also, our full potential is kind of limited to our own ambitions and our own vision. And I think when we first heard about the Jessie Reese Foundation, the thing that struck us was, the very core of what Jessie wanted to do was help kids who are battling cancer in that moment reach their full potential, right? And that full potential happiness and that focus on care. And, it doesn't matter who you are, you have an ability to experience and live your full potential at that moment. And so that very core and essence of what Jessie started out with the joy jars around really trying to bring joy to people in their in some of the times really resonated with us and our purpose statement.
Oh, that's so incredible. I love that phrase, full potential. I always, when the kids were growing up, we always said we wanted them to do two things: be confident and compassionate. And we felt like if they were confident in who they were and compassionate for others, I guess you could say that was part of reaching their full potential. So I love that phrasing and stuff. And I also know that you and I share something in common, is when we watch videos of my daughter, sometimes our eyes fill up with liquid. Is that true?
Absolutely. Those videos and the story of your daughter Jessie and the story of you and your family and obviously the hundreds of people that have volunteered on your foundation's behalf are inspiring to us. And one of our values, so we have a number of core values like a lot of companies do, and one of our values that's really important to us is inspiring others. And I've always had a belief that we as individuals crave inspiration. I mean, I want to be inspired every day. And you hear the story of your foundation and the story of your daughter, and you just fill up with emotion because it's very inspiring that, during her own darkest time, all she could focus on was helping others. Right. And I don't know what can be more inspiring than that. So when I hear that story, it gets me fired up. It gets me, wanting to ask myself, what more can I do to help, when you see what your daughter's done and what you've done and your family's done to really help people in great need. And so your point about, teaching your kids to be compassionate, I mean, I think you hit that mark, extremely confident and compassionate. You hit that mark very, very strongly, for sure.
Well, thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. So you're leading this company. It's a growing company. You've got, human assets all around the country. You got these core values, full potential, all these kinds of things, inspiring others, be inspiring. And then you decide to host the Mobile JoyFactory at an event in early 2020. So you obviously, that event was about stuffing joy jars, and that's when you guys in your company got to get involved and stuff the joy jars together. But again, as you were part of that engagement and saw what was going on and all that, how do you see that experience? And if some other company was watching this episode of NEGU TV and thinking, what's the benefit to my employees, to, what would you say to them because of what you've personally been through?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we're a big believer in corporate social responsibility and helping out other companies, but we also want to help other companies that are really aligned to our values and our culture. And as we got to know you guys at the Jessie Reese Foundation, the alignment of kind of your belief system and our belief system, was crystal clear, and that made it feel good. And then the other thing around corporate social responsibility is we don't want to just write a check. We want to dig in and help you in any way that we can. And so one of the things that the Jessie Reese Foundation offers that's really great is the ability to do an event where you get a group of people, whether you've got a few dozen or a few hundred or probably even 1,000, I would imagine you guys would accommodate, to actually do some social good, do some volunteering together. Yeah. And the power of the team building and teamwork and camaraderie that creates is phenomenal. And I talked earlier about engagement, employee engagement. I mean, our event that we did with the Jessie Reese Foundation was off the charts in terms of really helping drive employee engagement for our people. So we got as much or more back than we gave. I mean, it was very much a capstone event for our company. And you know, we're still a young company that's growing fast, and this was probably one of the first major social cause events that we did. Yep. And it was really noticeable to our employees and really powerful event that made them feel good that they could take some time out of their workday to give back to an organization and not just like write a check or make a donation. They could roll up their sleeves and do some things. And in the process of doing that, we also got to build better relationships with each other as a team. And we met some new friends over at the Jessie Reese Foundation and built relationships with them. And so it was just a home run for us in terms of the impact it had, the memories it created. Our team still talks about that event. And if it wasn't for the pandemic, we would have stuffed a lot more joy jars than we already have. I must do that.
Yeah, I can't wait for this thing to go away. COVID can go bye-bye so we can gather again and stuff some more joy. But Matt, I just want to end with this.
For sure.
You talk about inspiring people. You're very inspiring to us. It inspires me to keep going when incredible people like you and incredible companies like SBI believe in my daughter and believe in what we're doing, to the point of giving financially and getting your associates engaged, because we couldn't do it without compassionate companies like SBI. It simply would not be able to, we would not be able to reach the volume of children that we're able to help. You make me, and your company helps me feel like a proud father. So I just want to say thank you so much for your continued compassion, your friendship, your willingness to help us. And like you said, roll up your sleeves and find all kinds of ways to help us, honor Jessie and help more children smile and feel encouraged to never, ever give up. So on behalf of my family and our team, just much love and thank you so much for all that you've done. And I know we're going to do some more good in the future. So again, thank you, Matt.
For sure. You're welcome. And if I could just say one last thing, I want to thank our mutual friend, Tim Nolte, who is an SBI employee who introduced us. And I think our basketball competitors at times. And then I want to thank Kate Casey, who's one of our team members, who's just done a great job in our relationship with you. And then lastly, I want to thank Matt Shares, our CEO, and his support behind this has been fantastic. And then lastly, I want to thank you, your family, your daughter, for inspiring us every day. And I know that your daughter would be extremely proud of her parents and of you, Erik, for what you guys are carrying forward in her name. So thanks again for including us on this journey.
Well, you're so welcome. And I can't wait to see you in person soon. So be well in Chicago, my friend, and we'll talk soon. Okay.
Thanks, Erik.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.